Um, this has been, I'm going live. And for those of you who have not heard or have not watched the news, yesterday there was a tragedy that happened in Allen, Texas, which is, and then also we're going to talk about Frisco, Texas. But if you have not watched the news, it's been on CNN, it's been on major news. Some of y'all may have been busy, some of y'all may have been doing things. But there was a mass shooting in my neighborhood, y'all. Um, uh, some places is saying it's saying Allen Outlet Mall. Some places is saying a mall in Dallas. I'm going to explain to you what exactly it is because for people who don't live here, I've read a lot of things that I'm just like that's not right. But anyway, let me get to the basics. Yesterday around 3:30 p.m., while me and my kids were out shopping, um, in Allen, Texas. Allen is a suburb of Dallas. Like there's Dallas, Fort Worth is way over there, but Dallas, above Dallas, north of Dallas, there are an enclave of suburbs: McKinney, Allen, Plano, Frisco, Little Elm. There's an enclave. Allen is far north Dallas. It's probably between downtown Dallas and Allen is probably about, I'd say in our traffic, a 30 to 40-minute drive, y'all. The area that the Allen Outlet Mall is in, it's an affluent area. So I let me stress that it's an affluent. It's a highly busy area. People saying, is it a mall like Mall of the Americas? It is not that type of mall. It is something what we call an outlet mall. Now, not every place has an outlet mall. I can't. I'm trying to describe what an outlet mall. An outlet mall. Thank you everybody for coming in here. An outlet mall is basically not like an inside mall, like a mall, like a regular Mall of America where you walk inside and there's stores everywhere. It's basically a bunch of stores smushed together. And so you go out of one and go into another, out of one. It's just like a huge shopping center where all the stores are connected. That's the best way I could describe it. Allen Outlet Malls pretty much they have, shops and stores and everything. They also have places to eat. They have food courts. They have a little park there. They have like little gazebos. Like it's very, very nice. It's a place that me and my kids we go all the time. Because there's not that really that many malls out here. There's another mall called Stonebriar, which is a traditional, which will be a quote unquote traditional mall. So Allen Outlets is a very highly busy, affluent area. It's not too far from McKinney. And it's not too far from where I work and not too far from where I live. So it's a place that like it's on and popping. People go there, especially on the weekends. People go there to shop. People go there. They also have a stadium over there. They have an arena over there, so they have concerts. I forgot the name of the stadium that's over there by the outlet mall, but they have all kinds of restaurants and stores and all kinds of things. Somebody showed up in tactical gear, wearing all black, wearing tactical gear. They have not released the shooter's name. I'm interested to know who. Yes, this is the 199th shooting this year. And this is we're just at the beginning of May. So okay, so this guy showed up in all black tactical gear and just started shooting. Like I said, with this outlet mall, there's people inside stores. There's people walking around outside, back and forth, going from shop to shop, store to store. There's people sitting down having lunch. There's people going back and forth to their cars. Like this is a very busy area. So this man showed up in tactical gear and broad daylight and just started shooting. Me and my kids we were out shopping, and it sounded like construction. Like people said, it sounded like somebody was like stapling. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard people stapling shingles to a roof where it's like clack clack clack. It's pow pow boom boom. People thought it was construction because there's a lot of construction over there. They're doing constructions to the road. They're building houses. There's homes over there. There's apartments over there. There's school. It's a normal busy suburb. And so when you hear plow 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 plow, like people automatically thought it was construction. And then some people heard it and start running. And so you see people just running. Running like panicking. And so that's when to get the hell out of Dodge. When people start running. Thank God for us, me and my kids, we are safe. And thank God for us, like we were over in that area and we heard it. And then we were going to stop at this restaurant over there in the area because yesterday was free comic book day. So yesterday, me and my kids, we went to comic book stores and got free comics because yesterday there's a comic book store right over there. So me and my kids were right at the comic book store. Um, and we heard and we saw like cars, like mass panic of people. And I was like, let's go. Like let's go. Like we saw something was going on and realized that people were running, people were, there was cars just speeding and I'm just like, something is going on. It's time to go. Um, I just lost my mom, y'all, like 2.5 weeks ago, y'all. So this is my emotions are very raw. This, so all in all, so far, what we know so far, 8 people have been dead, which one of them is the shooter because there was a police officer that came across the shooter and killed him. And I mean, thank goodness for that. But there are other people in the hospital. I think there's like at least 6 or 7 people still in the hospital. Yeah, yeah, like y'all, your girl, y'all, like I'm telling y'all, yeah, like I mean, like when we came home and then started hearing about it in the news, and then my sister-in-law was messaging me, dude, I was like shaking because I didn't realize we were that like we were like I was shaking because we were literally that close and we knew something was going on, but I didn't know really what. I didn't know if there was a car accident or something. um I didn't know what we didn't know really what was going on. We just saw people running and I was like well maybe there's an accident, maybe something on fire. You never know in that area because there's so many different businesses and it's right there by a major highway 121. So I didn't know if an accident. I didn't know if something was on fire. I didn't know who knows, like I said, this accident. Yeah, especially after my mom's passing just got me like all like my hands were shaking because I'm like, I don't need. I heard that one of the victims, I don't know if the victims passed away. They haven't released anything about the victims. Like one of them was a child. A few of them, I think, was a child, was kids. I couldn't even imagine me and my kids. Y'all know every weekend your girl be out. Like my kids, we clean the house and then we be gone. Like y'all see videos of us going to festivals, and it was Cinco de Mayo yesterday. Cinco de Mayo. They had the Cinco de Mayo festivals out yesterday, y'all. So my kids, we was going get the culture, kids, because I'm always like about the culture, and we were gonna go out to this Cinco de Mayo thing, and some told me, you know what, I'm not really in the mood. I was tired. It's hot. It's really hot here, so everybody is out. It's like 80 something degrees. It's hot here. So we were gonna go do Cinco de Mayo things. We were gonna go to a Cinco de Mayo festival, like in Little Elm, which is right next, which is near in the Allen area. There's one in Plano that's over in the suburbs in that same area. There's one in Denton, which is more close to where I stay. And so, but I was like, no, we're just gonna go to several comic book stores and just get free comics. And because this is what we like. Oh, it's free comic day. We had forgot. And May the 4th was Star Wars Day, and the 5th is Cinco de Mayo, and so we were just trying to get comics, y'all. I'm just trying to get comics for my kids. We like comic books, so we was just out here getting free comics like that. We was out here driving around. Okay, we gonna stop and get something to eat. We gonna stop and get some ice cream. I mean, I'm just like, not saying that it can't happen here. I'm always very acutely aware that the in my mind, we need to rethink how we do things in this country. And it's sad and it sucks and people don't want to hear it. And it's expensive for businesses and it's expensive for events. But I think we really need to rethink what we do out here in certain areas that other countries already do. There are certain countries that already, when you go to the mall, you see armed people. Or during certain times of the year, during certain festivals or certain religious times of the year. Like if you go to Israel, they have armed guards at airports, in malls during Ramadan. Like it's just they expect it to be on and popping. At subway stations, you see armed people. I know people in America don't want to live that way, but y'all, this is what we are coming to, y'all. We are coming to the point where you cannot go to a festival or a park or an amusement park. They're gonna have to be armed people there. And I know people don't want to hear that. But it's the truth. If politicians are not going to get together Texas is a constitutional carry state. I was trying to tell people that in the state of Texas, I am a licensed gun holder. I went through a gun class. I went through a shooting class. I know how to shoot. I know how to use a gun, all that. It cannot stop you from getting killed in a mass shooting. If I'm out walking around with my kids, even if I have my piece on me, whether it's in my purse or it's on my physical body, it's on my person, it may be strapped to my hip. If somebody wants to come and start shooting, there is nothing I can do to protect me and my children because I am unaware. And so, if somebody's standing on top of a roof with a rifle and wants to shoot, how even if I carrying a weapon, how am I supposed to engage a shooter that I can't see? I can't engage a shooter that I don't know where the shot is coming from. I'm looking around like this. By the time you do that, you shot, your kids shot, your family shot. How can you stop that? Even if everybody at that mall was armed yesterday, they didn't see it coming. You don't expect it. You can't engage a shooter if you don't know where the shooter is coming from. That's just it. So now 8 people are dead. One of them the shooter. So 7 innocent people are dead. There are still people in the hospital. Somebody then lost their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, babies, co-workers. I don't even know if my co-workers are safe. My co-workers live in that area. I work in that area. If somebody don't show up to work tomorrow, I'm going to be devastated. Like if I go to work tomorrow and find out that one of my coworkers, I work for a large company that is very prominent in that area. Um, I work for a financial institution. I, I mean, I go in the headquarters tomorrow, and then what if somebody is missing because they went shopping? Because that's where everybody goes. That's where we go on lunch at my job. That area is where my coworker is having her baby shower next week. As a matter of fact, I think about it. There's a restaurants over there. So now I'm scared to go to lunch and go to her baby shower. You'd be a fool not to be. You'd be a fool not to be scared. We're gonna sit up there and go to a restaurant on lunch, have a nice little lunch at the baby shower, and give her gifts, and sit up there and do what? Then later on that day at 9 o'clock at night, they shut down Stonebriar Mall because Stonebriar is a mall even closer to me. Because Allen is probably like, I'd say about 25 minutes from me. Stonebriar is the mall that me and my kids really go to. Almost every other weekend, we're going there. South Dallas Tollway. It's not Dallas. Stonebriar is Frisco. They evacuated the mall, cordoned off the area because there was a report of a shooting. Today I wake up and they realized that they're what they couldn't find any evidence of shooters. So they don't know if somebody was playing, if somebody thought there was a shooting. People panic. Some people call in, false reports. They don't know what it was. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, GSP. Thank you, Maya. They didn't know what it was at Stonebriar, but we were gonna go to Stonebriar today. You think we're going today? Fuck no. No. I had things to do today. I'm taking my son to go get his hair cut, and I'm looking around like this. Like this, bitch. I'm not losing my children over this shit, y'all, because people in this state and other states can't get their shit together. We have a constitutional carry state, which means you can walk in a store and get a gun, and there's no waiting period. There's certain places you can't carry it, like in public. There's a bunch of places you can't carry it. But if I want to go buy a gun and I didn't have a license in the state of Texas, it's constitutional carry, so you can go do that. State of Texas, you can be 18 years old and buy a gun. Why would the fuck would an 18-year-old need to go buy a gun? So we're going to find out who this gun it is, and most likely it's going to be, I hate to say it, a young white male who's mad about something, that instead of taking it out on himself or going to get therapy or going to figure out what issues he has in his lives or his family or his life, instead of doing that, he wants to take it out and hurt people. I don't understand that. Yeah, he probably bought it in Texas. You ain't got to. Yeah, he may have bought it from a gun show. He may have bought it in Texas. You can privately sell guns in Texas. You can buy it from a private citizen. You don't have to be a gun shop. You go to a gun shop, most likely they're going to run a background check on you. And this person probably didn't have a criminal background. He probably didn't have anything that would have stopped him traditionally. He may have bought his weapons the right way. He may have been a legalized gun owner. But the point is that the point is in the state of Texas, while people are talking about, oh, mental health, these people are mentally ill, but in the state of Texas, they've cut healthcare funding. They've cut mental health care funding in the state of Texas every fucking year. They've cut Medicaid in Texas and Medicare and the ability of people to find affordable health care and affordable mental health. So yeah, it's the same type of kid. It's the same type of person. I mean, how many times are we not going to see the elephant in the room? That 9 times out of 10, these people are young. They're under the age of 30 or under the age of 25. They're disaffected in some sort of way, or some of them do have a history of mental health issues. Some of them don't. But I'm tired of people using mental health issues as an excuse as well. Because some of these people haven't been diagnosed with anything. I'm not saying that they not. But some of these people are not on medication. Some of these people have not been diagnosed with anything. And they all males. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? Mass shooters ain't females. So nobody wants to talk about that. I promise you, if a group of black women was going around doing mass shootings or mass robberies or anything mass, anything of black, if people look like me in my demographic, in my age group, that were going around hurting people, I promise you, there would be an alarm set like, oh my God, like why are all these black women going around robbing? Or why are all these black women going around shooting people? Or why are all these black women going around whatever it may be? It would be glaringly obvious that something is wrong. When most of the mass shooters are men, overwhelmingly, like we've had one female mass shooter in, I don't know, ever? One. That tells you something's wrong. Everyone's like, I don't know why this person. So I'm like, so we're not going to talk about the obvious that these people are all men. Because I promise you, if a bunch of women was going around killing people, if a bunch of us women were going around murking fools, how long before this situation we would be rounded up, ladies? How long would it be like, oh my God, stay away from them women, they crazy. But somehow we supposed to believe that men are okay. We're not supposed to walk around and be scared of men. I just don't understand that. Most of the crimes that are, yeah, women will be lobotomized. We will be rounded up in mass and experimented on. They'd be like, oh, something wrong with them bitches. Is it PMS? Is it hormones? Like they would be trying to figure out what was wrong with us. But men can go around and commit all kinds of crimes, do all kinds of shit. And nobody's stopping to be like, wait a minute. Okay, wait. So all these men out here committing these crimes, maybe we should figure out what's going on. Maybe we should figure, I have a 13-year-old son, y'all, that I'm trying to raise in this world. So it's not like I'm just speaking from a perspective. I have a 13-year-old son. And then you have families that knew that they son or brother or cousin or whoever was crazy. I'm finna tell y'all something right now. Y'all can't be crazy around me. I'm straight dry snitching. Okay? I'm straight dry snitching. I'm just telling you, don't be crazy around me. Don't talk about hurting nobody, hurting no kids, hurting no animals. I'm going to report you to the SPCA, the FBI, the CIA. I'm calling all the alphabet boys on your bitch ass. Don't go come around me with no bullshit. I don't have time for it. I don't have time to be like, well, they had their issues and making excuses for people's mental health issues. And then it's not like these people just had mental health issues. There's plenty of people that have mental health issues that don't do violent crimes, that don't hurt people. They may hurt themselves, but they don't hurt people. But there are people out there who've written letters, whole fucking manifestos that have gone on social media and said all kinds of crazy shit about all kinds of people. And they family read it, and they family knew it, and they sit up in their bedroom all day, play video games all day, don't do no, ain't got no girl, ain't had no pussy since pussy had them. They're upset about whatever, and the parents are just like, I wonder is little Timmy okay? He's been in his basement for 5 years. Oh my God, is he all right? Hi, Dustin. How are you, darling? I mean, and I'm just like, did you not know? You see what your kid was writing like death threats on Facebook? Like, did you not read that, mom, dad, sister, brother? So this gonna come out that this is another male who is upset about something when they have their health, when they had when they're healthy, like physically not handicapped, physically healthy, when they are not living in poverty, when they're not they 9 times these people haven't lost any family members, or anybody has passed away in their lives. They are pretty much on the outside living their best life. Now mentally they may be going through turmoil and things like that, but a lot of times it's just people want to be in denial about their own child or their own relative or friends' mental health issues. Threatening people and being angry all the time, and threatening to unalive yourself or unalive other people is not normal. I'm tired of people in this society just like, well, he's just blowing off steam, and that's not normal. When you talk about I hate the world and I hate people and I hate you and I hate this person, I hate these people, I hate women, that's not normal. I don't care what I don't care. Yeah, hi Dustin. I'm sorry you're going through a lot. Dustin, we're gonna all go through it together. Like I said, I just lost my mom 2.5 weeks ago. I got my mom's remains on Thursday. Had a total mental breakdown. Um and yeah, these people need to be 5150. Yeah, you will get locked up if you consider yourself a danger to yourself or to others. But a lot of times people's parents don't want to turn them in. They don't want to face that your child is mentally ill. What? This is not the 1800s. This is not the 1600s where people were getting waterboarded and thrown into mental hospitals where they're being electrocuted. These are not them days. You don't have to have your son looking like Gollum in your basement, looking like Smeagol, talking about make precious underneath your floorboards in your basement. I would think people would be over that by now. This is not them days where you go to a mental hospital and they strap you to a chair and they. This is not them days. You don't have to worry about them dunking you in water. I just watched Bridgerton. I watched Queen Charlotte, so that's why I'm on that. And Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte just made me sad. It was good. It just made me sad. I never watched Bridgerton before, but I was gonna watch Queen Charlotte because she's the only thing I liked in all of that Bridgerton show was Queen Charlotte and Lady Danbury. They're the only ones I like. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it. But to try to go take my kids to go get free comic books and realize that there's shooting going on, like, no, man, like no, bruh. I told people I don't want to live here. I don't want to stay here. There's very myriads of reasons why I am disaffected with the United States of America. There are other places for us. Other places ain't America. Whether they be good or bad. No place on earth is perfect. No place is free of racism and prejudice and violence. But motherfuckers ain't getting shot in other countries. And people fall on the sword of gun ownership. I'm not gonna fall on that sword. I'm not gonna fall on that sword. I'm not. Y'all can have that shit. Y'all want to own guns? Y'all want to live in Beirut? Y'all want to live in Lebanon and Beirut? Y'all want to go to airports and malls and arenas where there's armed people in tactical gear standing at doors with automatic rifles everywhere we go because you got to have security because you never know when somebody's going to kill somebody? Other places don't live like this. Other places don't have mass shootings like this, y'all. And they live just fine. People fight, people stab, people get hurt, but they can go to a restaurant and not be looking like this like I do when I go out. Because I don't know if somebody's going to, and I'm looking at every male that walk in there like this, like knowing that I got to set up an escape plan with my children. Every time we go somewhere, I'm like, okay, kids, where are the exits at? We go to the grocery store and we look for the exits first. I swear to God, no lie. Ever since that motherfucker came in that grocery store shooting and killing them black people in New York, I was like, kids, I'll be looking around for the exits. And I told my kids to stay right next to me because I never know when I have to grab their hand and tell them to run. I'm not trained in tactical. I am not trained in I'm trained how to shoot. But the idea that I'm me with my 9 millimeter is gonna engage somebody with an AK and they're in body armor and I am not. So we gotta leave the house wearing bulletproof vests now. So is this what we're doing? We gotta send our kids with tactical gear. People armed teachers. Armed teachers for what? These teachers, they're not the military. They're not the police. They don't go in for basic training every month and shoot at targets all day and learn how to do, a tactical. I dated a dude that was in the military. And he goes for training every month. He goes on base every month. Like, I mean, he's trained. Teachers can go to what, one class every 6 months? Some places it's not even that. We're just gonna arm the teachers, had them go get a gun course, and that's it. So you think a teacher is gonna step in front of somebody who is in body armor and do what? Shoot them in the chest, shoot them center mass, because that's what you're taught. Center mass, but they have tactical gear on? So you're gonna shoot somebody center mass and they have a bulletproof vest on, and then what, get shot and killed? For what? For your job? Because being a teacher is a job. They don't pay teachers enough to put their lives on the line for our children. I don't expect the teacher who has her own family or has his own wife and kids at home that he wants to make it home. For him to step in front of a bullet and take a bullet for my child, yeah, that's noble and that's great. But 9 times out of 10, I don't expect that out of a teacher. When I'm going out, I don't. How long is before you hear the shots and know what's going on, and you don't know where it's coming from? Even if I do pull out my 9 millimeter, then what? Who am I shooting at? I may shoot an innocent person. And again, once again, how are you going to go up against somebody who's wearing body armor and tactical gear? That's what I keep telling people. These motherfuckers are covered from head to toe. A bulletproof vest, tactical pants. Here I am wearing my t-shirt and my shorts because it's 80 degrees. And my kids, they don't nothing to protect them. So putting more guns in society, that's going to do what? You're dealing with people who aren't trained. Most people. But if you want to go shoot and hurt somebody, you have plenty of time to plan it, plenty of time to go buy tactical gear online, and plenty of time to get locked and loaded. Yeah? We're fixing to leave. Lord, I got kids in the house coming to my house. Tell Trinity we're fixing to leave. We're fixing to leave, Trinity. Yeah, we're about to leave. Lord, these kids come over every day. I got these little kids that come over here every day, but I don't mind it. But my kids need somebody to play with. Trinity, yeah, that's her name. She comes over every day, but we're fixing to leave. So I was like, Trinity, girl, you can't come, girl. But what I was saying is that like you're not trained in yeah, I'm in the suburbs, yeah. And so, you're not prepared. I'm not prepared to take on somebody like this the Wild Wild West and I didn't have training. I'm not ex-military. I'm not ex-popo. I'm not ex-security force. I do have a security license, but that's another story. I have a security license. I told you, like I was trying to tell Gio when he was doing his live talking about gun control. I don't know if I know about the federal law because I know about our state laws in Texas for sure, because I have a private security license. I have a security license and I have a gun license. I was trained. I had to go through training and everything to get both of these. And so I know the laws, And that's okay, Dustin. No, you say sorry to me. We out here living life. I'm sorry that I have not been on here a lot, but this really, I don't know what the solution is. The only solution I can tell y'all is get the hell out. That's I've been saying this since the pandemic hit, even before the pandemic. I've been telling people get the fuck out. Get the fuck out the country. Especially if you're a black person. That's the best I can offer you. There are remote jobs, there's jobs everywhere. Get the fuck out. Save yourself, get the fuck out. I've been telling activists this for years. People don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it, and I don't understand. Other people leave their countries and they leave for better opportunities and safety and jobs and all kinds of reasons. There's jobs everywhere. There's jobs everywhere. It depends on what kind of job and what kind of education you have. Yes. The more educated you are, the better you off to be able to have a job somewhere else. The more experience you have in whatever. But people come from other countries that don't even know this language. People come from y'all watch 90 Day when old dude when Osama was trying to come here and he even though what he was saying was just dumb, was like pie in the sky stupidity, but people do come here with that attitude like I'm gonna come to America and do this and do that and do that and work hard. I mean, when you go to another country, there's things that you have to do. You have to prepare. You have to get a visa. You have to, get your kids' visas. All of this has to be done. You have to save your money. So instead of using your income tax money and blowing it, getting your hair done or getting a new car or getting all that, use your money to save up and get the hell up out of here. That's what I can say. Just get a GSP says when I work in healthcare, the international workers would come, man, they kill it. They'd work double shifts, not complain because Americans look really bad. I think when you come from another country, you don't have children. I think that's a factor because it's easier to work in healthcare because I have friends who work in healthcare when you don't have kids. Another thing that other people in other countries, some people do, they have a support system. It is hard. I work two jobs, right? And I own two businesses. It is hard to do that when you don't have no support. It's hard to do that. When you have children, you have no support system. My support system is gone. So I am struggling, not financially, but just struggling mentally, emotionally, physically, logistically. It is really hard to really work hard when you have children. If you're young and you're ambitious and you're hungry, I could say, yeah, go to America, go wherever and work, 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 work. You see, my here in Michigan. Maya is from Michigan. Maya, I am from Michigan. Maya, I am from Kalamazoo. What's up? My family's in Michigan. All my family's in Michigan. My aunt lives in where's she living in? She lives in Bronson. I have family from Flint. I have family in Grand Rapids. I have family in Detroit. Here in Michigan, they banned backpacks at Flint schools and also put a metal detector down at the Riverwalk. In Texas, our schools have security lockdown. Our schools, once the doors closes, it's like sealed. The only way when I go and have to pick up my kid early or something like that, you have to press a button. You have to show your ID and tell you who you're coming to pick up, and then they'll unlock the door and let you in. And we don't have metal detectors at our school. But that's one thing we don't have because our schools. But there are schools in Dallas that have metal detectors and doors and what do they call them? Like the metal things that come down. I forgot what they call them, but they drop real quick. They have like those panic room doors. That's the best way I can describe it. In Dallas schools. Again, I'm out here in the suburbs, so we don't have any metal detectors or anything because the kids out here aren't bringing guns and knives and stuff to school yet that I know of. You don't have anything like that in California. You just walk in. The fuck, GSP? The fuck? What? Girl! Girl, my kids are in elementary and middle school. The elementary school is on lockdown, girl. Girl, they been like that down here. They like year before we even moved here. It's been like that ever since we've been living here 7 years. And all the school districts that I know, like the major ones in Dallas, Plano, Dallas, Richardson, Carrollton, all Denton, all of them have schools where it's they have where the doors lock. After school starts, the doors lock. I know a lady moved from Texas. She said she had a heart attack when she came to California. Baby, yeah, because our schools are in lockdown here. You girl, especially after Uvalde, when the school shooting in Uvalde happened last year, there are smaller districts and smaller towns that didn't have school lockdowns. Girl, they just passed a $3 billion bond where I live in my district to increase the security at the schools. Like they are increasing. They're having where they can seal the windows, they can shut down the whole school and just lock down every door in the whole school. They just passed a $3 billion bond to do that in all the schools in my kids' district. Because I mean, even though there haven't been no threats and we ain't had no school shit and there's no violence at our schools, I mean, we're in the suburbs. Like we in I live in a richy suburb. So, but still though, girl, they are trying to even add more extra protection to the schools. Are you saying they only have a lockdown when the shooter? There, girl, our schools are locked down. Period. You cannot go pick up your kid. You have to show some ID, and you have to. And then when they pull up your kid's name, your name better be on that list. Your name, every year whenever you register your child, you have to fill out who's allowed to pick them up. And if you're not on there, you can't pick them up. Or you got to call the parent, and the parent got to call the school, and then they got to add them to the list. Girl, it's the whole thing. You can't just walk up there and visit no kid at school. You got to let the teacher know and have permission and call the office. But it's been like that forever. Like it was like that when I went to Texas schools. And it wasn't locked down like that, but they could lock the school. Yes, they could, especially when I was in high school. Now, when I was in middle school here, I'm sorry, they call it junior high. Junior high in Plano, where I grew up at. Well, not grew up, but came down here to Texas. But they have where they could lock it. GSP said my divorce is really ugly. My exes was having my son served at school on the bus and in class. Dang, no, they wouldn't allow that. They don't allow nobody on the bus. Mm-mm. No parents allowed on the bus. Like if you stand there at the bus stop, I mean, yeah, but you're not allowed to go on the bus and anything like that. It's very. I could say the schools are very safe. And like I said, after what happened with Uvalde, a lot of the school districts didn't have. Like apparently Uvalde didn't have the lockdown measures because we were shocked that there were still schools in small cities that didn't have lockdowns. Because again, we're used to living in, where our area, it's bigger than Uvalde, of course. But we just assume that all the schools, especially around here in Dallas, Fort Worth area, all the schools pretty much have lockdown. They once the bell rings, you can't get into school. If you late, your parent has to drop you off. You know. The GSP said I thought it was the judge and she was going to put me in contempt, and in the end they didn't make them go in ever because I never acknowledged it because it was at school. Yeah, it was at school. Yeah, they don't play at school out here in Texas. I said Texas, it is like we've had several school shootings here, not just Uvalde, but there was a school shooting before in Spring Hill, Texas. That was a couple of years ago, and then there was another one some years before that. So yeah, they learned, the parents was like, we're not sending our kid to school until you lock the damn school down, and so that's what they did. But I mean, it's sad that they had to lock the school down. But then again, I mean, I would homeschool my kids before if my kids didn't feel safe in the school, whether it be from students, teachers, or outsiders. I would just homeschool my kids. Period. I would do everything I could to make sure that my kids feel safe. I tell my kids every year, like, if you feel like you're being bullied, harassed, talked about, whether it be a teacher, another student, whether it be some racist shit, I don't care what it is. I will pull you out that school so quick to make your head fucking spin. I will walk in that school and be like, withdraw, motherfucker. There are other options for me to send my kids, but I have those options. I feel parents that don't have those options. GSP says the judge says it's fine to serve them on the bus, and I argue the point in one and end. Good for you, girl, because I would never agree with serving no fucking, you lost child. I be hearing about shit that shit just be making me angry, but I just thought I'd check in, tell everybody I'm okay. I'm here. I'm okay. I'm just angry that the people thoughts and prayers and bullshit and our fucking piece of shit governor, just like in Uvalde, is not going to do shit about it. Not going to do a motherfucking thing about shit in Texas. They're not going to change the laws. They're not going to have a waiting period in Texas. It's just go out and buy your gun or whatever. And not realizing that people in this country is sick. There is a sickness. There is a madness, something that's going around in our culture. And people are like, well, other countries don't do this. People are like, well, it's America. You can't take away people's guns. Why the fuck not? Because our country was founded on killing and shooting motherfuckers? Is that why? Because we want to do what? Really, if you think about, if you, like I said, I was in law school. The constitutional law really is about people forming a militia. That's really what the Second Amendment is about. It's not the freedom to have guns. It's the freedom to form a militia. And anytime the government becomes an issue, nobody, people ain't walking around forming militia. When you go buy a gun, you're not a part of a militia. You're an individual. So really, the interpretation of the Second Amendment is flawed anyway. It's flawed. And like I said, you go to other countries where they don't allow people to have guns, they don't have these issues. Nobody is screaming in Germany or England or just, for instance, many more countries about people not allowed to have guns. Like people don't, their whole society doesn't live and die and breathe off of guns. I don't understand that. You know, as time goes on and we become a more civilized people, it's like we're supposed to be a more civilized people. We become more uncivilized. We become more dehumane. They didn't kill that man in that subway. That man that they choked to death in the subway because he was acting crazy and erratic, and citizens thought it would be good to choke this man out in the middle of a fucking subway because, you know, in New York there's no crazy people on subways. What the fuck are you talking about? There's crazy people on buses and subways in Texas. In Dallas? Are you crazy? I used to ride the bus all the time and ride the DART train. There would be people on there singing, talking to themselves. There's people there. It's summertime. It's hot. They don't have no place to go. You know, fix the homeless problem. Maybe you would keep these homeless people off the rapid transit and out of the train station. Well, nobody wants to do that because half of these people have mental illness issues. They closed down the state-run mental illness facilities back in the 80s. I mean, it's all circular. They've cut funding for mental health, for people to get mental health. It's hard for people to even get regular health care, much less mental health care. And then there's such a stigma behind it. There's such a stigma of being mentally ill that people don't seek out help. And then some people are so mentally ill that they don't seek out help because they don't have the wherewithal to. But it's like, and then, you know, people talking about in the United States, the youth are becoming so lonely. And you know, there's a whole talk about like our dystopian society and how the internet and social media has made people feel more isolated, more lonely, especially young people, especially the youth that don't have the social skills that we have, that don't talk to people like it used to be how we grew up, all of that, you know. All of that. But people talk about, oh, well, you know, the youth are disaffected and they feel lonely and they feel, but y'all not doing nothing about it. Let me tell you, Korea is doing something about it, y'all. In Japan and Korea, they understand that their youth are more depressed. They understand that their youth are more lonely. So this just doesn't happen here, how people feel. It's just here people want to take a gun and go hurt people. Um, Yeah, so GSP was saying that she worked in the state hospitals. You're supposed to take down somebody like that on their back with four people. Talking about the man on the subway. And these people on the subway, they did this person, they weren't law enforcement. They weren't nobody. I'm thinking, okay, well, these undercover police officers. Then I found out these were just regular citizens. What? So I'm like, so did the guy have a weapon? I said, well, maybe he had a knife or a gun, or maybe he hit somebody. Well, no, that didn't happen. He was just on there complaining about being hungry and thirsty, and he was yelling, and so he didn't hit nobody. He didn't have a weapon on him. He was just acting crazy. I'm like, did he hit somebody? Did he push somebody? Did he lunge at somebody? Did he? So far do we know, he didn't do none of them things. He was just on the train. The man had mental health issues. So instead of somebody, I don't know how the New York train system goes, being able to call somebody or be like, hey, there's this dude on this train, he's acting erratic, or telling the conductor or hitting a button. So we just private citizens just gonna take down this dude. Cause so if I go to a restaurant somewhere and somebody's acting crazy, am I supposed to pull out my 9mm and shoot them and be like, well, they was acting crazy. They was threatening people. They was saying they was hungry. They was yelling and screaming. I felt threatened, so I had to come out. So this is what we doing now? We just taking down people that, oh, well, I was scared of that person. So if a Karen come and approach me and I shoot and pop, 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 I was scared. I don't know. She came up to me. I don't know. So is that the excuse we're using now? Anybody that you feel threatened a little bit? Now, I can understand the police using that excuse. It's lame as fuck, but I get it. They the police. They the law. But average everyday citizen, so somebody accosts me and I feel threatened, I have a right to choke them out or stab them or shoot them or kick them or hit them with a baseball bat because you know what, I feel threatened. Even though you know the person is out of their mind. So we're not trying to call nobody for help. We're not trying to get out the situation. We just choking people out and we subduing and we're choking people. It's our right to subdue another person that isn't bodily harming you, that hasn't threatened you, that hasn't, like I said, I have to see more video. I have to know the situation going on. But from what I've seen, them sitting there choking that man and nobody stepped forward, that couldn't be me. I'd be like, wait a minute, y'all killing this man. I would have been like, hold up, let go of him. I'm like, wait, I would have said something. There's no way in here I can sit on a train and hold up my cell phone while somebody's in a damn chokehold like this, and I'm just gonna stand there and be like, oh, let me hold up my phone. This is a society. This is the madness of the bullshit I don't want to be a part of. No other societies don't do shit like this, y'all. And like I was saying, how lonely and disaffected our youth is, and the studies and things that came out this week. And people are like, oh, well, we have to tell people to talk and go socialize more. Okay, so that's not working. And guess what? We're not the only person that has a problem. Like I was saying, Korea and China, Korea, the last thing I'm going to say is that other places understand the issue with the youth. Korea has a whole plan. They came out with a whole thing with their Ministry of Health where they're helping young people get out the house, helping young people socialize, have financial and monetary incentives for people to get out the house and touch some damn grass. Because they understand that their society is a collective. It is too much individuality here in America. You know. Thank you, Maya. I'm here. Like I'm a real person living. I gotta take my kids right now out here. Out here. And people think they safe just because they live in the suburbs. Baby, I live in the suburbs. I'm here. I live in this area, work in this area, shop in this area, and now scared to be in this area, scared to be anywhere in this country. But other countries are doing things about it. Like I said, in Korea, they have like a whole incentive plans and all kinds of access that the government is instituting because they want to invest in their young people, because they understand that their young people is their future and that's their investment, and that if they don't get their young people right, then their future is doomed. If we don't get our young people right, our future is doomed. And it starts with us as parents. It starts with teachers. It starts with healthcare workers. It starts with the government. It starts with our society. But just sitting back going, oh, well, this is sad. Oh, poor young people. They just lonelier than ever. Oh, well. Oh, well, just, what are we going to do? Just tell them to go out more. Just tell them to form groups. Just tell them that's not going to work. It has to be something that has to be proactive by everybody. It has to be on board to help this. Because you have parents who don't care that their kids sit in the basement doing nothing all day. Especially if they in the suburbs, especially if they kind of rich. I hate to say it. I hate to stereotype it. But a lot of these rich motherfucking parents got kids that they know that are mentally ill or a little jaded or something's wrong with Timmy and Timmy's not healthy. And then instead of pushing Timmy away from the video game, away from the cell phone, they throw their hands up. They busy and they don't want to deal with it. I'm busy, mother. I'm busy. I got a 13-year-old. I didn't give him his cell phone until just now. Why? Because I don't want this to be his life. My kids on their own cell phones 24 hours a day, looking at video games 24 hours a day, playing. Because I was like, I'll be damned if my kid gonna be sitting around looking at his phone like it's God. His mama don't look at her phone like it's God. So it starts with you as a parent. Are you on social media a lot? Are you on Facebook 24/7? Are you looking at your phone 24/7? I'm not. When I'm on my phone, I'm either doing a YouTube video or I'm doing something about my business. I'm doing work. I don't need social media. I don't need likes and views. Everybody who know me, who been on this channel, know me that I have a Twitter account. It's just there for business. I have a Instagram account. Y'all see the last time I posted my Instagram account was a month ago. Facebook is for my family and friends. I post pictures of my kids. It's for people who really, really know me. I don't post there very often. My life is not this. My life is out here. Come on, kids, let's go. I'm scared to be like, let's go. Saturdays, my kids weekends, we used to go on places, doing things during the daytime. Not sitting up in the house. It's hot. It's nice weather. We go to the park. We go out to eat. Like I said, y'all go through my playlist. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Most of the time I don't talk about news. I talk about like reality shows and stuff like that. But y'all see some of my videos where my kids, we're out doing things. Y'all see us, we're out doing things. I'm video. We're on vacation. We went to Austin. We're doing things. Oh, your son is like, he's 18 now, so he kind of missed the whole internet phone. Like, yeah, my kids, the phone will never be their life. My daughter is almost 10 years old. She's not going to have a phone. Like I know kids in school that has had cell phones since they was 5. No, my daughter has a tracker watch that tracks her location with GPS. That's about it. Oh, and you don't have any social media. Social media is not my life. Social media is not real life. It's not real life for me. So, you know, I just want to give my perspective about somebody who lives out here who understands. Because, like I said, people are saying it's Dallas. Allen is not Dallas. The area was a very populous area. It's a very shopping center where a lot of people go, a lot of rich stores. There's Neiman Marcus, there's Saks Fifth Avenue, there's Arena out there. It's a place where a lot of us go, especially out here north. There's really not too many malls or shopping centers. Allen Outlets is one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest. And Stonebriar Mall that they shut down, and thank God there was no shooter there. It's the mall that everybody goes to out here. So, you know, like I said yesterday, we were just driving, just trying to get some comics, and we hear pop, 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 boom, 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 boom. We didn't know what was going on. Motherfuckers screaming, yelling, running, chaos. Thought something was on fire, thought there was an accident, thought something collapsed. Didn't really know. So, people over here listening to this, just be careful, y'all. Y'all keep your head on a swivel. Like, there's no place that is safe. I did not, like I said, I did not think that, this would happen, you know, to me, especially, like I said, I just lost my mom 2.5 weeks ago. Not that anything tragic. My mom died of natural causes. But she was 65. It was unexpected. I found her dead in her room. I tried to give her CPR. I'm going through the trauma of that. I can't even go see Guardian of the Galaxy 3 because they have Rocket Raccoon. He's getting tortured, and there's other little animals getting augmented, and apparently they don't really show it. But right now, my emotions are a little too raw, and I can't see anybody being hurt or tortured or anything like that because my emotions are raw, y'all. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3, no, not going to see that. And then the movie theater we go to is right over there. So do you think I feel safe to be sitting up in a theater right now? I don't know. I don't. I just like, I wait for it to come out. I can just fast forward past the Rocket Raccoon parts, but I don't even feel safe sitting in a movie theater out here. Yeah, it's like right now it's like an emotional distress. Then this happens. And then I'm just like, okay, what next? Oh, oh, oh God. Well, I don't know what happened to my chat, but something went wrong. But if you guys are still listening to me, I just like to say, everybody, thanks for being here. I just want to tell everybody, what was going on, that we are safe, that I'm just going to try to get out here today and not be upset and not freak out. But, you know, I just, I thank everybody for listening. Like I said, your girl is good. We'll see what happens. I'm just trying to go out here and trying to get my son a haircut, get something to eat maybe, and just see what happens, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. This is the infamous Kiki. Thank y'all for people who are local, who are trying to read this story, trying to. I'm I'm like I said, I'm here to give y'all the raw, unadulterated of what's happening out here, and so that's about it, y'all. Bye.